You didn't say no when Spinelli asked you to marry him. Did you say yes? Maxie, tell me you are not going to marry Spinelli.
Well, I love Spinelli. He's the sweetest, kindest, most amazing man that I have ever met, and I am incredibly happy with him. Why would I want to mess that up and get married?
So did you tell him that?
See, to me, getting married is basically the opposite of being in love. So I want to leave things how they are. That sounds reasonable,
What did you tell Spinelli?
That I had to go to work and I would get back to him when I had the time.
That is so cowardly.
I think he'll get the hint and just not mention getting married again.
Spinelli doesn't get hints. We know this. Unless you look him in the eye and tell him you don't want to marry him, who knows what he's going to do.
Spinelli was just so vulnerable, which is really kind of brave if you think about it.
He is totally caught up with this courtly love thing.
Yeah, and I told him how I felt about marriage like a long time ago.
He has asked you to marry him before?
No, and I never wanted him to. I mean, Spinelli and I were alone in the church before Patrick and Robin's wedding, and that made me start thinking about when my mom married Mac. I thought of all the beautiful promises she made, and I stood there like an idiot and believed all of them. Less than a year later, she was gone. I mean, she walked away from me, Georgie, and Mac, just like my dad left her. I told Spinelli then that I could never see myself getting married.
So why didn't you say no when he asked?
Because when I'm with Spinelli, I believe anything is possible. I believe in myself, the kind of love that lasts forever. And then I thought, you know, Patrick and Robin were having some problems, and they managed to work it out.
Oh my God, you are actually thinking about marrying Spinelli.
I love Spinelli with all of my heart, and if he wants to marry me so badly, I mean, how am I supposed to say no?
You cannot marry Spinelli just to make him happy. It'll never work. My parents are the perfect example of that.
What? Your parents are, like, legendary. People are still talking about their first wedding and great romance.
Yes, they loved each other, there is no question, but my dad isn't marriage material, just like you. He tried to be, but he couldn't do it, and they ultimately wanted different things, just like you and Spinelli.
Okay, so how am I supposed to tell Spinelli that I love him with all of my heart and basically want to be around him all the time? I just don't want to get married.
Hello, ladies. So nice to see you at your desks. And yet, are those phones rolling to voicemail?
Oh, they're back in order, thank God.
Nice save, Lulu. I'm sure that you're lying, but at least I know you can think on your feet. You may update my phone sheet. Maxie, you can get me the Coletta proofs. You know, that photo session that I approved and you completely changed without my permission while I was away. So, how did this happen? I set up this shoot exactly the way that I wanted. I never give the authority for even the slightest change, and yet... Is this in a park?
In Queens, where the World's Fair used to be like a million years ago.
Yeah, well, that's a pedestrian idea at best.
It's kind of what I was going for. Something to contrast against the clothes, a little more retro.
Maxie, did you think that I wouldn't notice? I wouldn't notice that you changed the concept, that you changed the location, that you sent it to the printers without my permission. Did it ever occur to you, Maxie, to just call me and tell me that you had a problem?
I did call you.
Well, all right, well then who gave you the authority to go over budget? Maxie, how did this happen?
Well, the day after you left for your cruise, the warehouse where the photo shoot was supposed to happen was flooded. They're still saying it's going to take 2 months to clean it up. We were about to lose the A-list models to other assignments, and the park was the only place I could get on such short notice. And then your concept didn't fit, so...
So you took it upon yourself to change the concept and the location and go over budget.
The budget for the shoot is actually down by about 20%.
We had to pay some cancellation fees. That's what drove the numbers up.
You know how I feel about excuses.
We might actually get some money back, though, because of the flood. Maxie made sure that I filed a claim with the insurance company.
Okay, Lulu, why are you standing up for Maxie?
Because I'm telling you what happened. She rebooked the models. She found the photographer. Maxie saved the October issue.
Yes, or she sabotaged me while my back was turned. I will look at the proofs. Let's hope that I'm pleased. You can close the door.
Don't you think you're jumping the gun a little?
No. You know how Kate is. She's drawing this whole thing out to torture me.
She really did save the October issue.
Don't worry, I'm going to download all my information onto your PDA and you're going to be fine.
Your shoot was good.
I know. My layout was brilliant. It was cutting edge. It skews young like Crimson is supposed to. I mean, it was about dressing green for the future while looking back at the past. And I thought those links to the internet were kind of fun. It made the Coletta collection look way better than it actually does, but Kate will never admit that.
Maxie? So, I reviewed every one of these photos twice in an effort to be fair. The concept is nowhere near what I imagined, Maxie. The photography is erratic. The clothes are misrepresented. The references to the environment are extraneous at best. And I'm really not sure how I feel about outtakes being on the internet. However, at this late date, we'll have to go with it.
I'll be out of the office within the hour.
Maxie, why don't you listen to me when I talk? I just said that this layout was printable. Barely, but printable. I'm promoting you to junior editor.
Thank you.
Now, I know, Maxie, that you understand what it means to your personal life when you become a junior editor, and I really hope that Mr. Spinelli will not be a distraction.
Maxie, I have no life. I barely see Spinelli as it is.
Well, trust me, it's better that way. All right, I am late. Explain to Lulu how she'll be taking over some of your responsibilities, and, Maxie, be ready to discuss Christmas when I return. Lulu, get ready. You're about to have a lot more work.
Can you believe it?
Congratulations.
Junior editor at Crimson. Lulu, I finally did it for once in my life. I solved a crisis instead of creating one.
Just to be clear, I'm not going to be fetching you any lattes.
Oh, don't worry. I drink straight espresso. I'm going to be working a lot starting right now.
What about Spinelli?
Oh, no, this is the perfect out. I mean, I can't get married. I just got a promotion.
Yeah, except you just told Kate that you hardly see Spinelli.
She knew I was lying. She was basically just telling me that I need to balance, but why can't I be happy with Spinelli and have a great career? I just need to learn to, compartmentalize starting right now.
Attention, denizens of the Metro Court Hotel. This is not, repeat, not an emergency. Your personal safety is not at risk. Do not panic. Do not run wildly screaming toward the nearest exit. Merely listen, for vital information must be conveyed.
Maxie, this isn't going to be good.
This public address has been liberated by